Yeah.
Kicking ass and taking names.
Taking names.
Taking names.
Y'all kick ass?
We used to. When it was deserved, when it was appropriate.
When it was appropriate?
Honestly, we didn't have to because people saw us and it was just like,
okay.
They felt the vibe. They understood where we was coming from.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, I don't want to fuck with them.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to take it there.
Well, I want to fuck with y'all because we're live now. Yes.
we're live.
Are
we?
I mean, hello.
Well, hello.
Hi.
Yo, I'm on my podcast next on the mic with Big H and Dre over here. What's good?
Living.
I'm excited to have you guys on.
We appreciate it.
First of all, you guys are like amazing.
Thank you.
And I have heard, I invited you guys on my podcast because you guys have your own podcast,
Silverback Chronicles Podcast. Don't ever forget it. You heard?
That's it.
That's it.
Wow.
That fast.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction.
We just started season 5. Season 5 is out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been doing it.
But don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
But why us?
This is your platform.
No, but why us?
Why you?
Why
because
us?
first of all, I want to know where you guys come from because I have this amazing accent, and I know you guys are not from Baltimore. No. So where are you two gentlemen from?
We're from New York.
New York. What part of New York?
I'm from lovely Long Island. I'm a New York country boy.
Yeah.
I'm from Central Islip all day. See, I stand up.
Yes. And where
from the Bronx, BX.
Bronx.
All day.
Staten Island, so you got a country boy and a city boy.
Yeah.
How did you guys get together? Like, how did you guys come together and say, let me put a country boy and a city boy together?
We were in the academy together.
Okay.
But we were in 2 different classes.
Okay.
So he was ahead. So we would miss each other in workouts. We would really work out.
Okay.
His class would work out. There was another class that would work out, and then my class.
Okay.
So we were just like, we from New York, so we'll say what's up to each other. And then it didn't really pop off until we met in patrol in the mighty, beautiful Northeast District.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's when, the rest is history.
Okay. So I know that you guys have been officers for a minute. Big H, how long you been an officer for?
13 years.
13 years. And
I'm a detective.
Detective.
Yes, ma'am.
And I see Big H a lot. You want to know your nickname?
Yeah.
In our office, his name is Mr. Tree. We call him Tree. We call him Tree
because he's so
tall. Yeah. They're like, yo, what's up with Tree? I'm like, he down there, got his candles burning.
He down there growing and shit.
Right? Got his the moods right.
Absolutely.
Tall, making sure everybody feels good when they walk in.
Right.
Yeah. You and Dre, what do you do? How long you been an officer?
I'm also 13 years as a detective, and my skill set is more so in shooting investigations.
And I want to ask you guys. You've been an officer for a minute, and I know Big H has some plans to do some big things. I hope that you do that. I don't know if you want me to say it, but I hope you do it and that you advance in the police department. And Dre, are you going to retire in the police department, or you feel like you're gonna?
Yeah, I see myself retiring, fulfilling my 25 years and then just riding out into the sunset. So hopefully somewhere in like Florida or Texas.
Florida? Why Florida?
Just cause.
What part of Florida?
I like the Gulf side. I like Tampa.
Tampa? Yeah, I'm from Florida.
Yeah.
Miami, Florida.
I like St. Pete a lot.
So you're gonna go to the retirement people while
absolutely. Yeah.
I don't want no.
They don't
problems.
take your pension. Is that why you guys?
Exactly why.
That's why you go to Florida, because they don't take your pension.
The money lasts a little.
Yeah, the money goes a long way.
Florida's Republican. I don't do.
It's got nothing to do with the water.
Or the Latinas.
Yes. Yes. I must say. So I want to ask you guys, when you that you're doing the 13 years and you're going to make this a career. There's a lot of New Yorkers in BPD. Yeah. What made you guys come to Baltimore? Like, why not NYPD?
To be honest, Baltimore hired faster.
Okay, and I've heard that.
Yeah.
But is it harder to get into NYPD?
No, it's just a longer process.
Okay.
NYPD standard like 2 years.
Right. Okay.
You got to take the exam. You got to get a list number, and whenever they start pulling from that list number, that's when you start the process.
Right.
Whereas Baltimore, which I didn't know till I got here, obviously, I took my test, my written. Once I figure out I passed, once they know you're from out of state, they want to get everything done quick.
Right.
Because they want to hire.
Right. Right.
And like the turnaround was like 3 months for me.
Okay. And what about you? So we did the same thing.
Same.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that their process is harder. It's the same process. It's just that in New York City, they have over like
so many candidates,
2,000, 3,000.
Okay.
Their academy classes, 1,000 on day shift. They have 2 shifts,
right?
And then 1,000 people at night shift.
Good
okay.
They're pushing 2,000 people, maybe every 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So here it's just the quicker turnaround time. I mean, when I looked at it, I'm like, wow, Baltimore's only 3 hours down the street on 95. I could go back home. Cost of living is much, cheaper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like we're both from New York, and we were blessed to come to Maryland, which is a beautiful state, and work for this. I think this town is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But work for this town and have the ability and the blessing to have both of our houses built.
Right.
From scratch.
You live in Baltimore?
No, absolutely not.
No.
Do you believe that cops should live and work in Baltimore?
No.
Why don't you believe that?
There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
Because I have guests that feel
why do you think police should live in the city?
I remember I had a guest that said that the police should live the city they work in. They should live and work in that city because they should know the community, right? But you guys have done very well connecting with the community and living in Baltimore.
You want to know why? Because I mean,
1,000%.
your experience is your experience.
Right.
The hood is the hood anywhere you go.
Right.
If you can relate and speak to people, you can do that generally anywhere.
Yeah.
And once they understand who you are and your mannerisms, and they know that you're a good person,
right?
Even though you serve and you're police, it's not a big ordeal. It's all about treating each other.
Do you believe in community policing?
Always.
Absolutely.
We did that since we got on the job.
And so, since you got on the job and we talk about community policing, let's talk about you guys' experience as a police officer. Now, you do shootings, you're a detective, and we all know they just announced that we dropped below 300. I don't know if that's something to cheer about, homicides. I mean,
no, it's a huge accomplishment.
It's an accomplishment, but we still got a long way to go. Right?
It's baby steps.
Baby steps.
Well, I mean, you want me to get into it?
Let's get into it. That's what we doing. What we doing here?
Okay.
Like, why are we here if we're not going to get into it?
Okay.
Let's go.
So, in my opinion,
yes,
the reason why the numbers are low is because, let's face it, like the real aggressive people that were outside doing the bad things and murdering, they either all locked up or they all, unfortunately, have come to death.
To death, yes.
So now, right now, the big topic is juveniles and carjackings.
Carjackings.
So let me ask you a question. What we should be doing is preparing for that.
Right.
Because those kids that are 13, 14 years old, carjacking, they're going to be 16, 17 18,
years
19,
old. Yes.
21. And as they get older, crime to them gets worse because they have the built confidence. I got away with 3 carjackings.
Right.
You think I'm not going to go, elevate?
Right.
It's always going to progress.
Right.
So that wave of murdering is going to happen again.
It's going to skyrocket.
Everything revolves.
I'm glad that you talked about juveniles, right? So when I think I've been working in Baltimore City for 8 years now, working for the police department for 4 years. Okay, and I started with the community division, and a lot of the youth, their education level is a 3rd grade education level, and they drop out of school at 9th grade. So how do you feel the police department plays a role in that and making sure that as community policing, do you guys think you play a role? Because Dre's shaking his head like we don't play a role in that.
We're not teachers.
Do you feel like you can be mentors to those young men and to get them off the street or give them a different path? Because you're right, those 13-year-olds are going to become 18-year-olds, and those 18-year-olds will become 25-year-olds, and the crime is going to get more and more. So you guys arrest them, they go to court, they get back on the street. What do you do what do you feel as an officer? How does this change? Like, where does the line stop to say, okay, this is how we're going to make this better, how we're going to drop the crime?
I mean, it's a phase, right? We see them and we try to get to them on a personal level.
Right.
And I think we can do that extremely well, given the time we have at that juvenile. But from them meeting us, to them going back home, to them dealing with the real reality and trauma
Right.
in that household. Nobody knows what goes on in that household.
Right.
They could see us, they could build with us, and really thoroughly enjoy the conversations that we have with each other. But there's a whole nother set of reality once they leave us in our presence.
Right.
So what's at home? What's being told at home? What's being enforced at home?
Right.
Because whatever we say can sit with them for that good amount of time. It's an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is. But when they go home, that shit's not being reinforced.
Right. Right.
So it's a whole nother different life they got to deal with. And when they deal with that, it's like, fuck what the fuck he said.
Right.
Look at my reality. Look what I got to come home to.
Now, we partner with some nonprofits, right? I don't want to say their names.
Right.
But do you feel like they're effective? You know the name. You know who we partner with that works at the juvenile.
It's I think it's on a case-by-case basis.
It is on a case-by-case
and whoever they interact with on that personnel
right.
on that side.
Right.
And how effective are they when they're home, when they're in a real situation.
Right.
That's where it matters. Because we could do all the talking behind closed doors, but when reality sets in, they got to go home. What's being enforced at home? Or is it just because that child just wants to be reckless and enjoy, and be a follower with the people they associate themselves with? That can also happen too. There's plenty of juveniles that come from legit homes, but they just want to be reckless and just be rebels without a cause. But what are the percentages? What are the real percentages of the real ones that do demon work and they're doing it now?
Right.
And plus the law is set in place for juveniles now.
Yes.
They're getting spanked on their ass and sent right back outside. And it's only going to get worse.
It's going to get worse.
Killing is going to be second nature. It's second nature to the majority of them now.
They're the ones that pull the trigger now.
Now, you guys had the state's attorney on your podcast.
We did.
Do you feel like he is?
Oh, Ivan Bates?
Yes.
Absolutely.
He's making the change to get those juveniles in the right direction, whether it's intervention, whether it's incarceration, whether it's mentoring. Do you feel like he's doing what he needs to do?
I believe Ivan's gonna call it right down the line like he sees it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be identity, politics, and I think his heart is really into it.
Yeah.
And he's gonna do good for the people because he understands. He's been here forever.
Yeah.
And what makes why we respect him so much is that he's been on both sides.
Yeah.
He's been on both sides.
Absolutely.
So he's not just speaking from one end.
But I think it really takes a real village. Because these juveniles, they reckless.
They're reckless.
And when you got older guys that come on the news and like, if they come to me, I'm gonna give them what they're looking for.
Yeah, because they don't
PG wise.
They don't have any filters. They don't have any fear.
Because these kids, they've grown up with a phone in their hand.
Yeah.
So their minds are warped as to what's reality and like what's Grand Theft Auto. Oh, I did that in Grand Theft Auto. It's nothing for them to go out there and do that.
And the system, and you got to think about it started from their family that's failed them, the system that's failed them, everything that's failed them 360, right?
Absolutely.
So it's like the community failed them. Yeah.
The community, like the parents, they need to take responsibility because he's going to go home and police his kids.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same. You're going to do the same. Those kids are still outside.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So where are those parents?
Now let's talk about you. I'm glad you brought up kids.
Yeah.
So I know working in the police department, being an officer is very challenging when it comes to a family, right? Like you work long hours, the kids don't see you, the wives don't see you. I mean, I'm gonna be straight up, right?
I need you to be.
I'm gonna be straight up. I have seen officers that work hours and hours and hours, and their wife's like, I want this, I want that, I want to go on this trip, I want to go on that trip, and they want to give them everything, right? Yeah. So they're working overtime, and they're like, yo, you're never home. Why are you never home? But you want to go to this trip. You want this stuff. How do you guys balance that, right? And if you didn't balance it, how do you feel like you could have done better? Like if you because officers have gotten multiple divorces. They have separations. Their families work for them, right? But a lot of people sacrifice. How do you guys balance that? Yo, don't
that's the tree. The tree grew a root.
Right.
The tree grew a root.
Don't knock on my tree.
I got you. I'm sorry.
How do you balance that?
I think balance is everything as far as relationships and in general life and teaching people how to treat you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But with marriage, from my personal experience, I had a great partner,
Right.
and it wasn't policing that put the wedge in us.
Right.
It was communication that
Okay.
it was communication and not meeting each other halfway. I thought we did, but it just wasn't working out.
Can I just say officers don't have good communication when it comes to that?
I have
We do or we
phenomenal
don't?
communication.
When it comes to that, though.
Yes, because I'm a black and white kind of guy.
Right.
I'm okay with
Officers
admitting,
are always black and white.
but
There is no gray.
But no, yeah, right. But when it comes to a relationship, I'm the same way.
Okay.
If I did something, okay, what I do wrong?
Right.
Me, I don't like to sit in a negative mindset.
Right.
Or if something's wrong, I want to attack it now.
Yeah.
I don't like to just sit and let it fester and
Right.
not say nothing and be,
But do you have time to let it address it when
Now
you're
you
working?
do. You always have time to address it because you got to make that priority
Okay.
to address it.
I like that word, priority.
Because if you don't, it just gets worse.
Yeah.
So with me and my ex-wife, I don't even think it was about policing and the job and this and that. It was our communication with each other.
Okay.
And what wasn't being enforced.
Okay.
If you say something, I expect to see change or
Right.
maybe halfway in making those changes.
Right.
And I'm definitely going to do the same with you
Right.
if there's something I'm lacking.
Right.
But when nothing is done, it's not going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting too old to be arguing with somebody. I don't. The hours I work, I'm not going to come home and then there's a black cloud at home. No, that should drive you crazy.
And so, Dre, do you do the same thing with the communication?
I think he drove it home. But I would like to add that, like, I'm generalizing.
Mm-hmm.
As a police officer, as a first responder,
Mm-hmm.
we're fixing real life problems, right?
Mhm.
We get paid to fix problems. So I would say a lot of people, when they come home, they just shut down. They don't want to fix any problems at home
Mm-hmm.
because you deal with it so much in the street. And when you come home, you just want to sit, maybe in silence, maybe reading a book. Excuse me, maybe working out for a little bit. So that might be the problem with our profession.
Mm-hmm.
That a lot of people just, you know what, I'll deal with it later. And that spouse might be like, well, we need to deal with this now. And it's like, I've been dealing with, I just saw a little girl, X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
I fought a guy today. I don't like.
So when do
It's
you
not the
find
end of the
time to
world.
do?
Probably
Yeah,
on your
do.
day off.
On your day off, but do you guys actually have really days off? Because I know he works a lot.
I'm
I know
nonstop.
you.
I'm nonstop.
Do you find time like self-care? Do you think self-care is important?
Self-care
Is paramount.
Like, what do you do for self-care?
I love to go get my feet and hands done.
What? Dre, what you do for self-care? He gets feet held. What do you do for
Yeah.
self-care?
I don't know. I like the
What
I love
you
the
do?
gym too.
I like the gym,
But that's
I
extra.
think
That's extra.
And I appreciate the extra.
Appreciate
Yeah.
I like
But that's like
Yeah.
that's like a lot of work too, though.
That's a great thing. Yeah.
But what do you do?
I like to play softball. That's
Okay,
fun. And I like to I like my drink.
like
Yeah.
your drink.
I
So
like my drink and a
yeah,
good conversation.
good conversation. Did I do
Absolutely.
did I do good with the drinks?
You
Absolutely.
did great. Thank you.
I'm glad. Thank
You
you.
killed
Yeah.
it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
All day.
Good job.
So
Good
now
job.
let me ask you. Freddie Gray was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay. That was huge. I came
May
on the
rest in
police
peace,
department
you know.
during that riot.
Yeah. Rest in peace. to
And
Freddie
yes, rest in peace to Freddie Gray. And I came in during that riot, and you
Yeah.
guys worked countless hours. And huge thing, you guys have the flags on your right here, and they have, when someone says Black Lives Matter, what comes to mind, and when somebody says Blue Lives Matter, what comes to mind?
All lives matter.
Yeah.
All lives matter.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We don't see.
Color.
We see a problem.
Right.
I
We're gonna talk about the color part too.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I think I think the fact that we're still on color, like Dr. Martin Luther King died for this,
Right.
and we're still talking about that.
Right.
Like, we're all human. I get it. There's certain things he may not agree on that I do. And there's been people that we've had on our podcast,
Yeah. That
That-
we bump heads with.
but it's still all love because that's your opinion. It's not like, okay, you're black and I'm blue, we can't talk. No, we have to
Right.
coexist no matter what.
Right.
You know.
So you guys say you.
But as we all know, I'm sorry, that was a catchy phrase.
It was a hashtag.
Yeah.
What's
I mean, we
That
all
made a lot of
got,
people a
we
lot of
were all
money.
bamboozled in a sense because
Yeah.
we all saw, and it's in the news,
Yeah.
public information, what they did with those funds.
Yeah.
Because they're not in communities right now.
They're not in communities.
How about that?
Yeah, they're not.
So we were all,
Yeah.
There was something
Giving
that
a
was like,
serious puffing.
I saw something. It was like, if you put like red ants and black ants in a jar, they will coexist. But the minute you shake the jar, they're gonna kill each other.
Yep.
So who's the agitator?
Yep.
The person that shook the jar.
Shook the jar. Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Good.
Well
That
done.
was-
What? Thank you.
done.
Police. What?
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
Trey.
With the one-liners.
What's in the
That's
drink?
freaking
Nice.
Now, you had talked about you guys have bumped head with people that have been on your show. You have a lot of cops on your show. You have a lot of officers on your show.
We've had
Everybody.
Let me just say, their podcast is hilarious.
Yes.
If you
Tune in.
and
Stop
Silverback
playing.
Chronicles, stop playing.
Silverback
And
Chronicles
I was
Podcast,
laughing.
bro.
There was one of them that was just like had me on the floor, and it was one that wrote the book, and he was talking about how he went the West and East. And he had to go into the Western District differently in the East District. And when you guys got on the women part, that had me rolling.
Crazy. Good crazy.
Yeah.
I like crazy. Good crazy.
Good crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all like good crazy?
Absolutely. I love good crazy. I love crazy too.
Crazy.
I used to like crazy, but now it's just like good crazy.
Like you like good crazy? As you got older, you just like good crazy?
Yeah.
What's good crazy?
When it's fun.
Okay, what he likes crazy. You like?
I like good crazy, but crazy. I like a minimal.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
everybody crazy. Yeah, it's doses.
Got to.
But every woman's crazy is different.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It depends on where she comes from.
Exactly.
I'm a Southern girl.
And the trauma that she's been through. If there's trauma.
Okay, we're not gonna even use that
But
word.
I'm just saying that comes with it though.
It does.
Everybody's got a pass.
They do.
And there's only so much you could take, but you got to know what you're doing.
You do.
Yeah.
So let's talk about when you guys talked about bumping heads with people that's been on your podcast. We've had a lot of officers that leave BPD.
That's the problem. It's the retention.
And the retention rate is
zero.
Is zero. But we also have a lot of officers that have been promoted. How do you feel about the diversity in the promotion of the police department? And do you feel like it's diverse and it should be more diverse?
I mean, it is diverse.
It is diverse. It's a
We
melting
have a lot
pot.
of women black women.
Yeah,
and I love to see
they're
that.
They're very
some
smart.
strong women that I love.
Yeah.
I do too, and I
fucks
know.
with them.
And I've been like, they've been my supervisors. I'm like,
but you know what? And I love them because they're black and white.
Yeah.
Like those that we talking about, they are legit.
Yeah.
They call it for what it is.
Yeah. And then when I came into the police department, like I told you guys, like the person that I mentioned is the one that brought me into the police department. And he was like, I like you because you're black and white. Like you don't have this bubble, you're not this, but it's just like it is what it is.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing. And so it worked out well for me. I mean, a lot of people that come into the police department that are civilians, I'm a civilian, and we have some live in this bubble. I'm like, no, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Right. And so I know this is what it is. And you guys have gone through your careers. Tell me what case or what case you've dealt with that changed the trajectory of your career. Like, how did that make you feel?
A case
or an incident that you had to address that changed the trajectory of your career?
I wouldn't say a case. I think it's just my overall experience. I think when I went from patrol to being an instructor in the academy and teaching officers how to go out in the streets and do the job the way it's supposed to be done. Just seeing how that affect the actual officers that are out there to this day and the genuine love that I receive when they see me. Even now, years later, it's like, wow. Because they don't see me as, Detective Horton. They see me as Ralph, Big H. And it's so much love. You know what I'm saying? And going to another specialized unit, and just seeing how I've grown within the department, it just prepared me to I'm just ready to chill now, and I'm always a leader. You know what I mean? There are too many chiefs, not enough leaders. Too many chiefs that try to be leaders. But that comes with any line of work.
Right.
You got teachers, some teachers that shouldn't be in that position, but they
Right.
are. There's always little circle pockets of people that build each other and leave others away. You're gonna get that in every fucking job.
Right.
It just comes with the territory.
Right.
But you gotta weed out and feed out the bullshit. And like even in the episode with the lieutenant that we had, he was like, yo, get what you can get out of it.
Right.
Enjoy it. Because this job provides a lot for us. Yo, take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Change what you can change. Change within your
and
realm.
be okay with that.
Because you can't take on the world.
You can't change everything.
You can't.
As long as you change piece by piece.
Exactly.
That's all that matters.
And you be with like-minded people that enjoy that change or just enjoy a good time.
Right.
That's it. Ride it out.
And Dre, do you what changed your life, especially with the job you do?
Yeah. Well, just to backstep a little bit, I want to shout out the command staff right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
We mentioned the women.
There's doing
very
big
strong
things.
Women up there, and I believe the PC now has very good intentions. And I think this is the first time since I came down here, since you came down here, when Beaufort was around.
Yeah.
This might be the first time that like the command staff is homegrown.
Yes.
So I know they're back there.
I love that.
Planning. I know they're trying to, fix the retention problem.
Yeah.
I know they're trying to
and
get
they're coming in hot. We got a lot of people coming in. Like I think it definitely is growing. The recruitment team is doing an amazing job.
It's going to take a bit, but I think we're going into the right direction. Also with the state's attorney. To answer your question, what changed? I mean, again, a lot of the things he said, but I think when we created Silverback was back in the Northeast. Just a group of men and women that worked together, and how we attacked, the calls.
Right.
With love, but also with a firm hand.
Right.
That really changed everything for me.
Yeah. So I want to ask you guys, like, when you say that it's changed some things, it's done some things. You guys started your podcast. What made you start your podcast?
That was all Dre.
Dre, how did you think about that?
I mean,
how did you yo, we're gonna start a podcast? Because starting a podcast as a police officer, y'all be talking about some stuff that's like.
And we started it when the profession is not liked.
Yeah.
In the it was bad.
Y'all were coming in hot. It's just like y'all were like, what made you say let's do this podcast?
So I mean, I'm gonna pass that off to Manny. My brother. Before that, he was like, "You guys need to start a podcast."
Why?
I've always told him about the stuff that all the good stuff we used to do in the community with Silverback in the Northeast. He's like, "Just do a podcast," and I'm like, we're not gonna do that." And it wasn't until the accident. I had a really bad car accident.
Okay.
Where I had the time and just thinking about it, I'm like, if it's not now, it's never. So of course I called him up.
Why did you call him?
Because we my best friend, and also.
Like why? Like
I mean, we rode side by side.
Like why you were like you're the right person to do the podcast?
Because you couldn't pick nobody else.
I don't need to say nothing. Look, that says it for itself.
Okay.
I mean, but it's
also
also
our experience.
Yeah, like
with each other.
The way we are on calls.
Yeah.
Like when I was, high, he'll be low. When he's high, I'm low.
Yeah.
It's just the way we work well together. Yeah, and then I always used to think like if there was a camera in this car, like just the normal stuff we would
like
talk
if there was a camera. Let me tell you something, okay? It would be a whole shit show if you was to put a camera in a police officer's car.
Absolutely.
Like I used to work with an officer when I came in, and the stuff that we would like see and discuss, it'd be like we can make a show out of this crap. Like
it's always make a show.
Make a show.
Yo, people always say that, but this is the show.
This is the show.
Yeah. People always like, oh yeah, it'll be a show. And I'm like, yeah, you're all right.
Yeah.
Because we could go to any hood in this entire city and we'll get the same love that we get if we were back in Long Island or in the Bronx.
I could see you guys getting
for
the
sure.
love. And so do you feel like because of you guys get so much love that you have made an impact with your podcast? Do you feel like from outside the police department, do you feel like the community has learned from your podcast? And
I think they learn, but it's just the beginning. Like it's
Yeah.
gonna blow up, and when
Yeah.
it blows up, and I'm talking like worldwide. When this shit blow up, when they see how real detectives talk,
you guys have real stories on your podcast.
Yeah,
because I was just like the one with the what was it that tried to sue him after he shot him, and like he was like they tried to sue him for with the robbery, like he was a thief, like he made this much money being a thief. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Nobody knows that story, right?
Yeah, we're bringing like boots
on the ground in
like,
the trenches.
In the trenches.
Yeah.
We're not giving stories from like, oh, when I was retired.
Yeah.
We're not doing none of that.
Trenches.
This is like every day.
And I like the trenches stories. I have to say I do like them.
And another thing about that people may not know is that our podcast is unscripted.
Yeah, it is unscripted. So my podcast is live. So like whatever we say,
it's like this.
It is what it is.
Shoot
it's good vibes.
Just from him.
Yeah.
So what made you guys want to be officer? Like what? Like you just woke up and like I want to be an officer, or you didn't have no job, or is this like, dang, I'm like getting in trouble. I gotta get away from this.
No, I definitely had a job before this.
Like me, after college, football was everything to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what am I going to do?
What'd you play? What position did you play?
I played defensive line. I played D tackle and defensive end. So getting to the quarterback has always been a thing for me.
Right.
And I had fun with it.
Right.
I built so many relationships with great men, forged bonds with great men.
Right.
And it was a lot of what I always knew.
Right.
So, like my senior year in college, I was stuck.
Right.
Because I'm like, yo, it's about to be a wrap.
Right.
What am I going to do?
Right.
And then, my brother DB, shout out to DB, he played for Minnesota Vikings.
Right.
He went there. And then I went to the Arena League because I didn't have an agent. I did everything myself, which is stupid. Don't do it by yourself.
Right.
You got to have representation. So many horror stories on that. But reality set in when I'm in the Arena League and I see all these guys. I'm in my 20s, early 20s.
Uh-huh.
These guys in their 30s.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you still playing football, man? Like,
yeah.
What are you doing? Like in real life, what are
you
doing? It's not about this shit.
Right.
And I say, yo, I don't want to do this no more.
Right.
I think it dawned on me. And that's why I love my brothers, my fourth quarter crew, because they're so professional. Like my brother Mac, my brother JB, WAP, Red, Style, DB, Drew. Man, there's so many of us. But they were squared away. Like even in our junior year, I looked at Mac and JB's, their resumes, like that's my brother Mac. He used to work with Lehman Brothers.
Right.
Especially in the summertime.
Yeah.
His fucking resume was crazy. I'm like, yo, what are you guys? Like they were squared away, ready to go for real life. And they knew football wasn't the end all be all. It just paid for college. They utilized that tool. I didn't have that mindset. I just want to have fun, which a lot of us do want to go to college. And college is great.
Yeah, my son's in college. He had fun, too much fun.
You don't have to
learn from that.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Enjoy college.
But be squared away.
Be squared away.
Yeah. Like my freshman year.
My freshman year was terrible.
Yo, my first semester. Shout out to Coach Dow, by the way.
Yo,
my first semester, he had somebody come get me from my dorm.
Get up.
Yeah, he had my grades.
My son is going through that. I'm like, yo, you got a track scholarship. Yo, you can't.
Yo.
Freshman year was crazy.
All I needed was that one talk.
One talk.
He said, you must want to go back to New York.
You must want to go back.
Because
that's what you're looking at right now.
He looked at my grade. He threw that shit. He said, you get another semester like this and your ass going back home.
Back home.
And that was all I needed to hear. Because I'm not going back home. Yo, I had a 3.0 ever since. That's enough. I was at like a 1.6. It was bad.
It was bad.
Bad.
Like, did you go to college?
I did, but not away though.
Not away. But did you get your freshman year? Was it bad?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say my GPA. It was like a 1 point something.
My shit was yo, I'm not mad at it. That was my wake up call.
That was my wake up call.
Is that first taste of freedom?
It was.
Yes.
It's too much freedom.
Like my son's going through that right now. He's a freshman, and he's just like, and I looked at his grade. I was like, yo, like what the?
Yeah.
Like what is that?
Seriously.
You didn't do nothing.
Nothing.
And so he's like, yo, I woke up. You wake up from that.
Because you're like, yo, you don't want to go to class? Fuck that. Put the shit back on. Yo, it's a reality check.
It's a reality check.
Real.
So how did you like move from that to police department?
Oh, because I always loved law enforcement. Even when we had DARE back in the days.
Dare. Don't talk about DARE.
I'm just saying.
Those programs.
Don't talk about DARE. And you know.
But I'm just saying.
But you know why it was put in place though.
I mean, we of course nobody knew that then.
But now we know.
But I see that. You see it when you watch TV and you see police, and what did it for me because my pops and I saw the way he treated police.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that try to be slick. He checked them.
Yeah.
Cursed them out, checked them. He gave them a book.
Yeah.
On how to conduct yourself when you're dealing with a real one. And I said, oh shit, I didn't know you could do that.
He wanted to have that.
Because everywhere else, police was like, some police will bully people.
Yeah.
A lot of police will bully people and talk to you, treat you like shit. But when they came in contact with my pops,
they still do it.
Yeah, they still do that, unfortunately. But that's why we created
That's
it.
why exactly.
Because we want to get those shit stains in the department and get them out.
Yes.
Because they're causing the issue.
For good cops like yourself.
Absolutely.
And Dre, how did you get into it?
I grew up, again, I watched Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop.
I'm like, that's the coolest shit I want to do.
You want to just like bust indoors.
Drive fast.
Get
the bad guys. Get the bad guys.
Get the bad guys.
And be cool.
It'd be cool.
That's it.
Y'all feel like y'all be cool? When y'all officers, y'all feel like y'all cool?
Hey, yo.
I'm cool with or without the uniform.
Motherfuckers. Everybody got an issue with patrol.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, we killed patrol.
Patrol
was so much fun.
Yeah.
Easy
work.
I get to my business checks. We link up. We chilling in front of the hood, in front of the stores, because they know how we operate.
Yeah.
We'll put one car on the opposite end of the block in front of a store. And we'll be at the hot corner. Where everybody hangs out.
Yeah.
We eating on top of the patrol car, chilling.
Have you guys patrolled the east and the west? Like, what part is the best? Was the hardest, and what part is the best?
It's not the hardest. The best is the east side.
East side is it easier?
Not that it's easy.
It's like calmer.
But it's
different.
West and east is different.
Completely. It is, but the east side you got a great mixture of homeowners.
Okay,
you got great stores, great locations. West side they got their little pockets, but it's hood.
It's hood. It's very hood.
Yeah.
I have to
West
say,
side don't play.
They don't.
East side don't play. East side is just more cleaner.
West side, you gotta walk in with
put your boots on.
Put your boots on.
It's West side. You gotta step different.
You gotta step different.
Yeah, you gotta come a little bit. Yeah, because they can smell you from a mile away if you don't got your shit together.
They do.
Yeah,
and I gotta be honest. The West side is the best side. I like the West.
I love the East.
You do?
Yeah.
I like the
I'm
West
East side all day.
I've worked all over the city, and every part of the city is different.
Now, when you see like new recruits that come in, right? Like the new guys, like what do you guys
even new sergeants?
Like, what advice do you guys give them? Because every time I do all the when they come in, I ask them, why did you want to be a cop and what district do you want to work in? And they're always like Fells Point. Some of them say West, and then some like Southeast. Like, what advice do you guys give them?
I say you gotta go into the trenches right away.
Gotta go into the trenches.
You have to.
You have to.
Because if you get an easy post and then you don't know, then you get involuntary transfer to a bad bad, but like a more challenging area.
Yeah.
You don't know what to do. You don't know what to do.
That's why I made every trainee I had in the academy go to the Northeast.
Because
Northeast at the time was the biggest district, and the call we used to come out and there's 200 calls pending.
Right.
Learn the job.
Yeah.
Take every call. Learn every call.
Yeah.
Know how to write.
Yeah.
Every call.
Right.
Because only field training is for a certain point, and besides that, you're not gonna have an FTO, field training officer, helping you handle your call. You gotta do this shit yourself.
Yeah.
So I want them to get out there and be busy. Take other people's calls. You have to learn the job.
So now, what district would tell new recruits to go to now?
I'm always tell them go to Northeast.
Northeast.
I'm gonna tell them Southwest.
Southwest.
Yeah, Southwest.
Why Southwest?
That's where I started.
Yeah, it get jiggy there.
Oh yeah.
It get busy. You get a little bit of everything.
You don't even
Southwest.
Let me tell you something about the Southwest. Those men and women that do that district every day, God bless you. Because you can't even find a place to eat over there.
No.
Yeah, that's a fact. You really can't.
It's work, and it's huge.
It is. It is.
work.
It is. It is. It is.
I mean, everybody that puts the uniform in this town is working. Whether it's the northern, whether it's the southeast, there's gonna be work to be had.
And the reposition of the districts, it's like common ground now.
Yeah,
it is, and they're definitely they repositioned it, and it definitely has. And you can see why they did it, how it's changing, what changes have been made, and I think you guys have done a great job in the work that you do. Now you have season 5 coming up.
Yes, season 5 is cracked.
You guys got some good people coming on.
Yeah,
are you guys always have like mostly officers that come on your show?
No, we want everybody.
Yeah.
No.
Everybody, because everybody has something to say.
Yeah.
Everybody, there's all walks of life that has dealt with police, had good or bad interaction.
Right.
And we want to converse and get on the same playing field so they can know that there's amazing police out here.
Now, when you talk about everybody, amazing police, let's talk about the Community Advisory Board. How do you guys feel about that? Where they have the people come in, they have complaints about officers. And how do you guys feel about that board? Do you feel like it's functional? Is it working? Is it necessary?
I think it's always necessary when you're dealing with bad police.
Mm-hmm.
Or in general, because in any concern needs to be addressed, especially when it comes to policing.
Now, when you say bad policing, now we will say we know that there's bad policing within the department.
Absolutely.
How in every department?
In every department, how is officers address that? Like internally, when you know there's something bad policing, do you say something? Like when they say you see something, say something. Do you guys say something, or is it just like it goes under the rug? Well, it's like we all got to stick together.
Well, here's the thing with us, we rarely saw it because people know how we operate. So very rarely will they come and do some negative shit. Because in front of me, I'm gonna check you.
Would you check them? You check them.
I'll individually check them.
You okay?
I'm like, yeah, what the fuck you doing?
Yeah.
Are you stupid?
Yeah.
And I'm like, if they address somebody wrong, I'm like, ma'am, sir, come here. Let me speak to you real quick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, apologize.
Good stuff.
I mean, to add to what he's saying, we saw it with GTTF.
Oh,
no one knew that was happening. It's the truth. No one knew that was happening. Other officers around, other detectives, no one knew because they kept that away.
No one knew.
No one knew.
Not even a little bit.
Well, no. When you got small units like that, and all they do is produce. Sometimes motherfuckers don't want to know how you do it. Just do it. And whatever works, let it work.
And the higher command didn't.
And plus, they're not gonna do something around us.
But the higher command didn't say like this is a little. I mean,
I wasn't there.
I know, but you know you've been in for a long time. And
because I seen Wayne work.
Right.
Wayne works.
Okay.
There's some officers that are drug cops. There's some officers that are gun cops. They know how to get the shit. They just have that niche. Like their niche is getting guns.
Yeah.
Their niche is getting drugs.
Yeah,
our niche, we have fun. We protect and serve. We get it's a plethora of everything. Like we're well rounded.
There's people that like traffic.
Yeah. That's some people just love to pull cars over.
Yeah.
But there's officers that are they know how to get guns. They know how to get drugs.
But then at the same time, like when you're like getting all this stuff and getting, don't you kind of like the higher command be like something's not right? Like
no, because right now we could go down the street and we can get 5 guns right now.
Right.
There's plenty of guns right now on the street right now.
Yes, of course.
That shit is easy.
It's easy.
So you feel like what happened with that.
The only reason why I brought that up was because
you brought it up.
Right.
I was gonna bring it up.
I was right.
I didn't know what I could bring up.
You could bring up everything.
The point of me bringing it up is saying that had other officers known, other detectives known, they would have been like, "Yo, chill out, or get that shit away from me."
Right. But there was officers that was on it.
But what happened to them? They all got locked up.
Yeah.
So do you?
What I'm saying is that like the people that like we were all shocked because it was like, wait a minute. I thought it was fair play because there was so much guns out there.
Yeah.
Right.
Like there is now. There's even more guns.
Guns out there.
See what I'm saying? We didn't know. Like when all that came to light, no one knew because it's like I didn't know you went to DR.
Yeah.
I didn't know you did this.
Yeah.
I didn't know about this because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And then when I came around, when you come around, where everybody else comes around, they don't be like, hey, look what we did.
Yeah.
It's business as usual.
So what case actually can you think back of what case made you lose sleep?
For me, I don't have many cases that make me lose sleep. It's more so
of individual cases.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
individual cases.
I mean, you get it's
for me,
you
it's
get-
anything with kids.
Anything with kids.
Like
Okay.
that comes home with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of kids. We just had a 6-year-old kid.
get stabbed
Yeah.
8 times.
That's
Yeah.
see, that's
13-year-old
horrific.
get shot still in, like, you know, the squeegee kid that got killed. Like, we do have a lot of kids that are being killed now. I think.
The crazy thing is, we get used to the trauma.
Do you? Do you think you have PTSD? Do you think officers have PTSD?
I think officers that don't know how to control it.
How do you explain that? Because I mean, PTSD is something that once you see lots of trauma over and over again,
Yeah.
right? PTSD forms. Now, how you manage, you still have it. It's just you know how to manage
You
it.
channel that energy.
Because
into
when
something
do
different.
y'all use, like, you know, health and wellness? Do you guys use that?
You know how most officers, how you know you have PTSD when you're on a shooting, and the deceased is still on the ground, and you're thinking about eating.
Yeah. So they had
That's not normal.
So they said that Baltimore has higher PTSD than soldiers in
I
Afghanistan.
can see that.
Absolutely.
I can see that.
And I mean, like, I know when I know I can remember when I see my first dead body on McCullough Street. It was early in the morning, and I don't know why I came in that early. And the boy just got shot, and he was just like hanging over on the pole. And later, I was just like, "Yo, that was my first ever time seeing that. I would never forget that." But they also didn't cover him later on. Like, it was just kind of like, did they run out of blankets? Did they run out of sheets? How's that work? So I wonder.
I don't know what that crime scene was like.
But yeah,
What-
but I know you don't. But I remember that. So if you see that constantly,
Yeah.
do you think that causes PTSD?
Yeah, because it's
Why
not
wouldn't it?
normal.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah. And now let me ask you. I always ask people that come on my show, what are 3 advices that you can give someone that you took with you through life that made you a better person?
3.
3.
One is treat people kind and fair.
Mm-hmm.
Always have humor.
Yeah.
And always have the best work ethic ever.
Okay. And what is yours?
What I would tell them
Yeah. 3 advices that someone shared with you
that someone shared with me.
that you took with you.
Okay. You can't do this job for the money.
Can't.
Can't. No. Because the job will expose you.
Yeah.
You know, we could go. I was a banker before this.
Yeah, you were a banker?
Yeah, I was. So I could go do that. You know, I could go do that.
Yeah.
But you really have to care for like people as a whole.
Right.
Even though I know that guy's a bad guy. I know the guy that I'm chasing just shot someone. You see what I'm saying? It's weird,
Right.
but he still has a family.
Right.
Even though he's a piece of shit, but that person has a mother.
Right.
So when I deal with him, I'm not gonna treat him like the POS that he is.
Right.
It's just, I got you.
PO says piece of shit.
Yeah. Like the piece of shit that he is. It's just,
for
you know what I'm saying? when I show up at the warrant and the cuffs come on, it's business.
Yeah.
It's business. It's always business. And have fun. Have fun. This thing you can learn a lot. Every day's a learning, it's a stepping stone
Mm-hmm.
to learning, but have fun.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
And so I'm glad that you said when you touched on when you guys have to arrest someone. How do you guys feel about the body cameras?
I love it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a true depiction of what we go through.
Yeah. I think body so good because I remember when I did a ride along in Frederick, and it was a state trooper, and it was and then it was a city police, and the city police had the body camera, and the state trooper came over and he didn't have the body camera. It was in his pocket, zipped up. They didn't want to wear body cameras. The sheriff department in Frederick do not want to wear body cameras. They got some racist things going on there.
Of
But
course.
they were like, "Yo, where's your body camera? Like that helps you. Like if something goes on, you need your body camera."
Yeah.
I think it helps the cops and it helps the people. How do
It
you
does.
feel about that? Do you feel
It's
like it's
amazing.
yeah?
I think it really shows what we deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
how we deal with people that like cursing at us for no reason.
Right.
How people really act.
Right.
Because a lot of times when we show up to a 911 call, and things go south, it's your word versus ours.
Right, yeah.
But now with the body camera, I don't even gotta talk.
Yeah.
Just play the camera.
Play the camera.
Look how that person act.
Yeah.
And all the time it's, he was such a scholar. He was on the next mission to be the greatest.
He was such a good.
Oh my goodness, he never bothered a fly. Meanwhile, you got this motherfucker cursing
at you,
throwing every kind of F-bomb at you, and it's like,
what happened?
I want to give a shout out to Waka Flocka.
Waka Flocka. Why would you Waka?
Yo, I saw it was a poster that he posted recently on IG, social media.
Yeah,
and he said,
"We'll find them. Put it to the link."
Every time I come in contact with a police officer, I make them feel safe and easy. I roll down every window.
Yeah,
I make them feel like it's okay. I bring their stress level down.
Yeah.
So the interviewer said, "Why would you do that?" He said, "Because my life is different.
Right.
I don't know the trauma they've been through in an 8 and 16-hour day.
Right.
Period. So I want them to know that I'm okay. It's all right. You don't got to be stressful with me."
Now, I'm glad you brought that up, right? I have a black son.
But more importantly, what you said was that police officers are more gangster than the gangsters are out there because they do it every day. These guys, this is a choice of living.
Now, when you guys talk about, like, we guys say, you guys, they make them comfortable. I have a black son, and we had that discussion with him. Like,
what was the discussion?
When the cop pulls you over.
What was your discussion though?
It was a discussion
Keep it a buck.
I'm keeping it a buck.
All right, come on.
When a cop pulls you over, make sure that your hands are visible. You know, make sure that you have your driver's license out. Make sure that, you know, your music's down.
Yeah.
Make sure, like, just so nothing gets it don't get spicy.
No.
You know what I mean? But do we have to have that? Why do we have to have that talk with our black boys? Like, why do we have to do that? I think we have
that talk with everybody.
Yeah.
But are you just saying that as cops, or you just saying that because
no?
If you wasn't a cop, would you feel like that?
You know what that is, though? You know what that is? Yeah. That's just being a common, decent person.
You feel like that?
That right there is just a manner of respect.
And you know what that does? That doesn't prolong a car stop.
Right.
Sir, how you doing? You mind if I ask you what am I getting pulled over for?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My wallet's in my right pocket. Is it okay if I pick that up and give you my ID?
Right.
Bring that officer from a 10 to a 1 because that officer doesn't know who he's coming into contact with. So that's why straight professionalism, speaking clearly so that they can hear you, seeking to understand before being understood.
Right.
That car stop will go a long way. As long as the officer knows you not wanted, and you have a license to operate that vehicle,
right?
They're gonna let you go.
Right.
But more 9 times out of 10, the car stop is the car stop. But ultimately, they want to know if you have a valid license to drive that vehicle.
Right.
That's it. That's why they ask for your license. They want to verify that you are who you say you are.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, if you don't give them no bullshit, they're gonna send you on your way.
Right.
But if you start with the punk shit and the fake tough guy shit,
right,
that's gonna go a long way.
See, like modern movies made that popular.
Right.
To treat officers like that during a car stop. And it's not gonna get you nowhere.
No.
Yeah.
You know, that was just like for the pop culture, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when even now, because I tend to drive a little fast.
A little
fast.
Okay.
Even now, right? I don't open up with like, I'm a cop, what are you doing? My windows are down.
Do you drive fast because you're a cop?
No.
I've been normally driving.
You just drive fast?
I was driving like, if anything, I've calmed down.
Okay.
Because before I was like, even fast.
He was the Dominican Dale Earnhardt.
That's just that's just in me.
You're right.
That's just in me.
But
so
now that you're an officer, you kind of
I've calmed down a lot. I've calmed down a lot.
Yeah.
But you know what sucks too? Because not every officer is going to be cool like that.
No.
There are a lot of officers that have egos. There are a lot of officers that got the Napoleon syndrome. There are a lot of officers that are on the job for their own particular reasons.
Yeah.
Some of it is to fuck with people.
Yeah.
Some of it is to fuck with black folks.
Yeah.
They all have their own agenda instead of the agenda of the department. Mm-hmm. And that's what's hard that's what's hard to weed out of applicants. Because when you sign up to do the job, you're not going to sign up and present yourself to where I'm racist. Mm-hmm. I can't wait to get on so I can fuck with black people. Mm-hmm. I can't wait to get on just to fuck with people just because I can fuck with them because I have a badge.
Yeah.
It's hard to weed that out.
Mm-hmm.
So once the officer exposed themselves, that's a justification. I got to get you the fuck out of here.
Right.
Now, if that department neglects doing that, then that's a disservice to the people, and that's a disservice to the department.
Now we could just say, if we're gonna keep it a buck.
Yeah.
We know that those people do not get out the department as they should. Some of them get promoted. Some of them.
It's of course. It's some of them that's weeded through the department,
and they know how they are, and they still get promoted.
That's a different.
How do we drain the swamp? That's what I call it. Drain the swamp.
Well, that's on leadership, man. That's on command.
Yeah.
That's on a different level.
And I think
that I'm not privy to.
You just work.
But I'll talk about it. But I'll talk about it if I see it.
Yeah.
Like the punk motherfuckers, they stay away from me.
Right.
I'm real.
Yeah.
I'm about as raw and real as it can get. But I'm respectable.
And that's how you have to be respectable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But if you come to me, you better be squared away on your shit.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna check you.
Yeah.
That's why I say I don't care about rank.
Good.
Because I want you as an individual. You got to know how to treat people. And if you don't, I'm going to fucking teach you.
Yeah.
Despite what rank you are.
Right.
Because when you get out of work and put your civilian clothes on, guess what? You're who you are.
Yeah, you're who you are. Yeah.
And if you got to see me in the parking lot, then you got to see me in the parking lot.
Yeah. And I thank you guys for being such great cops. And that's why I had to have you on my podcast.
I appreciate you. We can't wait to have you on.
You better have me on the Silverback Chronicles. Silverback Chronicles. These guys are amazing.
Thank you.
You guys are amazing.
We appreciate you. We love you. Silverback Pod, PID on Instagram, YouTube, Silverback Chronicles Podcast. It's your boy Big H, and Dre. You know what I'm saying? But no, we love you. Policing ain't about being tough. It's about being real. It's about treating people with respect and dignity.
Yes.
And that's why they love us, because we treat everybody with respect, and we're here for the right reasons. So we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you to my girl T. We had a phenomenal time.
Right.
Can't wait to do it again.
I can't wait to do it again.
Absolutely.
You guys are amazing.
Thank
you for coming out.
Always.
You're amazing. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. So and I actually
the drink is done. You've been babysitting.
I've been moderating, you know.
I did well.
Right. You got the pacifier in your guy.
I did well. Thank you so much. Thank you. So when do you guys show come on? When is it like? Do they you guys do recordings? How does that work?
Oh man, we got to a point where we had to slow down because we was doing 3 to 4 recordings a week, and then we had to play catch up, and then we just dropped season 5.
Who's your first guest?
Just us.
Just you guys.
It was like a catch-up episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was of just getting back on, letting you know what we've been through the last 6 months.
Okay.
Going through, we went through our divorces.
Yeah.
It was
you guys talked about that.
Yeah, we spoke about that. Like we kept it so transparent.
Wait a minute.
Yo, the vibe that we getting, it's like, yo.
And I did so y'all both went to that.
Yeah. It
was finalized.
It's nothing that we signed up. I mean, it's nothing that we planned.
Welcome to the police world.
Yeah. But it's real.
It's real.
Yeah,
but you know what? And it's okay to have a divorce.
It is okay.
The public don't want you to think that. Yeah. It's okay.
It is okay.
It's grown up. You want to know why? Because you don't want to form division. If it doesn't work out, guess what? The main objective is to take care of your kids. And be the best co-parents that you could be.
The best.
So my ex-wife, I still got her. Whatever you need, I got you. Because I don't want to see you fucked up, because that's going to affect my kids.
Yeah.
So you do what's best for that grown-up relationship. You make the best decision. You keep attorneys out of it because they're greedy and they just want to form division. You guys handle it yourself. Get the paperwork. In every state got the same divorce paperwork. You both guys sit down. You guys talk about how you want it to go. Mm-hmm. You write it out yourself. You can do it in every state. You don't need an attorney.
Well, I hope that because of you guys.
But listen to episode 1 of season 5. You heard?
Episode 1. I'm gonna listen to it.
You didn't watch it yet?
No.
You didn't do your homework. You bugging.
It's all right.
I did do my homework. Stop. And this is my show. My podcast. What the hell going on?
Oh, this is next on the mic, by the way.
Next on the mic. I did my due diligence. What the hell?
But yeah, divorce is cool. Divorce is
We're not gonna say that.
Divorce is popping. When you do it right. Hey, yo, divorce is awesome. Right. It's awesome.
And this is how we're gonna end the show.
Live it true, but
No more next week. Yo,
It's hysterical. I'm too busy laughing.
I mean, hello, hola.
I cannot. Thank you guys so much. Thank you
course.
guys. You
Peace
guys.
and love.
Peace and love.
Peace and
Awesome.
love.
Be safe, baby.
You guys did good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
Yay! Did I do okay?
You did great.